What's going on, folks? RGT85 here. I got a couple things I want to talk about today. I thought about spreading these out to multiple videos, but no, I figured I'll just do it all in one video and you could just skip around to the more interesting parts that you find interesting, because honestly, I find all of these interesting, so you should too. Just an FYI, there is a video going up on the second channel today, taking a look at what I bought at Too Many Games, because someone tried to like outflex me and I had to be like, hey, you know, I can spend money too, pal. I can spend money too. Find out who that was and what I bought on the second channel. There's a link in the description box down below if you have not subscribed to that. But without any further ado, let's just talk about what is going on in the world of video games. So we're going to start things off with an update on the Dead Rising game that is coming out, because obviously I'm very excited for this. I am a huge fan of Dead Rising. Like, I think it's so good, and the fact that we're getting Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, like, this just tickles my fancy. I get it. Some people are tired of all these remakes and remasters, and in just a second, I'll kind of give my stance on what I think about remakes and remasters. But this is a game I feel like it deserves it. And I understand they already did one on the previous generation, but like, they're putting a lot of effort into this, at least from a visual perspective, from what we've seen so far. There's going to be a real-time lighting system that is now being implemented into this game. And since there is a day and night cycle, like, that's gonna look really cool. Like, obviously daytime, you know, kind of whatever, but the mall at nighttime, like, that's gonna be really awesome. It does run at 4K 60 frames per second. You can now move while aiming, which is a huge addition to this game. I want to say that Chop Till You Drop on the Wii had it where you could do that, but I could be wrong on that. But regardless, like, you know, that game didn't really have the visual fidelity that this game indeed has. There's an autosave feature, there's a better UI, there's improved NPC behavior as well, and the coolest part about this is we do not have to wait long for this game to come out, because this game will be coming out on September 19th digitally. They're doing a physical version in November, so if you're a physical gamer, you will have to wait a little bit longer, and the game will be coming out on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and the personal computer, aka PC. So no Nintendo Switch version of the game. I mean, when you look at it, like, I think it would have been kind of hard. There is no last generation version of the game either with PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Maybe the Switch 2 will get a version of it, but I'm super stoked about this. I like the way the new graphics look. I'm interested to see, like, how it feels and how it plays after all of these years. And I think these improvements are going to be really a very welcome addition to this game, because it's just an awesome game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Like, when it came out, there was literally nothing like it. So it's a very special game to me, and I can't wait to play as Frank West again. He's covered Wars, you know, and if you don't know, now you know, friend. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments section down below. Are you looking forward to Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster? Because I sure as hell am. Oh yeah, and when it comes to remakes and remasters, I'm kind of cool with it, honestly, as long as the company is also making other things. You know, Capcom, they're making this, but they're making other things. Nintendo, they're making remakes and remasters with some questionable pricing, but at least they are making other things alongside of it. I think if a company just focuses strictly on remakes and remasters, it can be very tiring, so it is a bit of a delicate balance. And if someone is tired of all the remakes and remasters, like, I totally understand it, because it can be a very tiring thing, especially if you want to play new stuff. But if the remakes and remasters are well done, I'm pretty much cool with it. Next up, there's a little story going on about the Nintendo Switch 2 that I briefly want to cover. It didn't even make the title of this video, man. I think it made the title of Spawnwave's video today. Spawnwave, more like clickbait wave, right? Anyways, evidently they are going to not have a chip shortage, and there's not going to be that much scalping. There's still going to be some scalping, though, because obviously it's not like there's going to be a billion of them. They're not going to, you know, you got to have some demand for it. So it just won't be as bad as the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox were, because we're not in a chip crisis. We're not in a lockdown state. So it'll be allegedly easier to get a Nintendo Switch 2 than those other systems, and they're hoping that there won't be any sort of shortages due to chip problems, because they already have that all sewn up. Cool, great, I don't know, show me the damn system already. Next up, we got to talk about a Sega franchise that is coming back in a big way, and that is Crazy Taxi. Here's the thing about Crazy Taxi. Like, that voice, like the announcer for Crazy Taxi, to me, he sounds like Brandon DiCamillo doing Rake Yon's voice from like CKY. Like, welcome to Crazy Taxi. Like, am I the only one who hears that? Because I hear it loud and clear. Like, it is embedded. Every time I think of that voice actor, whoever it is, that's immediately who I think of. If you've never watched CKY, you probably shouldn't, because it probably hasn't aged all that well. And if you're a sensitive person, you won't like it. But Crazy Taxi is, of course, one of Sega's upcoming games that they have announced, a retro revival, if you will, alongside of other games like Golden Axe and Streets of Rage. And I mean, you know, Jet Set Radio. I'm super looking forward to these games. I'm a Sega kid at heart, so I'm keeping my eye very closely on this. Well, we actually got some information about Crazy Taxi. And a lot of people seem to be a little bit concerned with it, but I kind of want to quell those fears a little bit. So this is being positioned, the new Crazy Taxi game is essentially being positioned as a AAA game, as a big AAA budget game. And Sega has announced, or pretty much confirmed, that it's going to be an open world, massively multiplayer AAA game. And of course, a lot of people immediately just kind of got upset by that. They're like, oh, I just wanted, like, essentially, you know, a new Crazy Taxi where you still did the base thing. And at first, I was kind of that mindset, but then I thought about it and I'm like, well, wait a minute. This actually sounds like really cool if, like, because there's going to be a huge map. They said it's a massive open world taking place on the West Coast, essentially California, probably San Francisco as well. And, like, if there's a bunch of people in taxis trying to pick up people for fares and stuff, and like you're fighting with them and trying to like jockey for position, and then you're driving people to their destination and getting in like road rage incidents with people, like that to me sounds super fun. That to me sounds very fresh, because if you take what Crazy Taxi is known for, like in its current state, you know, the basic, okay, pick someone up, drop them off somewhere, as a single player game, is that really going to translate well into a full price release? I'm not quite sure about that, where I feel like this could be a little bit more attractive. And I get it, you know, people are tired of battle royales and stuff like that, but this would be something completely different. You know, it's not a game where you got a bunch of guns and crap like that, secure your weapons on the map, take out the other people, rinse and repeat. That's been done to death. Whereas with this, with vehicles and stuff like that, I don't know. I think the idea sounds really cool. Now, is that going to translate well into a $70 game, if that's what they're looking at this as? If it is a next generation only game, which I would imagine it would be, and by next generation, I of course mean current generation, that might be a little bit of a tough pill to swallow if there is no single player offline component to the game, because I feel like why not do both? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can focus the multiplayer to be the main aspect of the game, but I still think there should be some sort of single player. Obviously, we have a lot of time between then and now, but I don't think that this is inherently a bad idea. To me, it sounds very interesting and very unique, and something that, you know, it would feel a little bit different, and if it's done well, it could really be a hit. So what do you think about this new direction for Crazy Taxi? And does the dude sound like Brandon DiCamillo doing Rake Yon's voice? Boop, boop, boop. I got some mustard here. Like, dude, it's literally him. Like, I don't understand why I'm the only person who feels this way. But I mean, that's nothing new in life. Let me know what you think about the new Crazy Taxi direction in the comments section down below. And finally, this, my friends, makes me a very happy boy, because a new Nintendo Switch game from Sega has leaked. It's probably coming soon due to all the things that we have seen with this. And I can't wait for this, man. I can't wait for this. And I think it's going to be awesome. There was a PEGI rating that popped up recently. Now we've got an ESRB rating for the game as well. Of course, ESRB is for North America. And I'm talking about House of the Dead 2 Remake. Look. There's a lot of people who didn't like the House of the One Dead remake on day one. And I told you guys in my video, I was like, look, I'm a fanboy for this, okay? I'm probably going to like it more than the average person does. And yes, a lot of people are mad, like, this wasn't very impartial, blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, I'm a fan of House of the Dead. And I thought this was really cool because House of the Dead 1 hasn't been touched in a very long time. It did get better over time, and I really didn't have much of an issue with the controls, especially when you were using a single Joy-Con as a gun. But I get it, you know, some people were maybe expecting a bit more. But House of the Dead 2 to me is very interesting because we've seen like subsequent versions of these. This has of course been re-released on things like the Wii. There's been HD versions of it as well. So to build this game as the new one, you know, to be the new remaster, it's like, well, how is this going to look? Is it going to use a similar visual style that we saw in House of the Dead 1? And how is that going to translate? Because House of the Dead 2 is an iconic game. You know, that first level setting is just, it's so cool to me. So in the ESRB rating, it basically says that this is a railgun light shooter gun game in which players assume the role of an agent in search of a missing colleague in Venice, Italy. From a first-person perspective, navigate through the city while using pistols to shoot and kill zombies and mutant creatures. Killing creatures often results in decap and dismemberment with large blood splatter effects. Combat is often fast-paced, accompanied by gunfire, screams of pain, large explosions. A handful of sequences depict civilians attacked and killed by enemy creatures. Anyways, though, I am super looking forward to this because it seems like it is coming out very soon. It's weird that this didn't pop up at a Nintendo Direct like, of course, the first House of the Dead did, and I get why some people will be hesitant towards this game, but I'm a House of the Dead. Okay, do 3 next. Do a new. How about a new one? You know, we're in the remakes, or we're in the era of remakes and remasters. Give me a new one, bro. Like, what was the last one? Overkill, and like that's a Overkill HD. Like, what are we doing? Didn't it come out? It also came out on the PlayStation 3. You have a base game there. Clean it up for modern platforms. That's a hood classic. Overkill was very, very awesome. So I'm super stoked for this, as you can probably tell, because I am a House of the Dead 2 fan. But I am curious to see what sort of visual direction this is going to go into. How is it going to actually look? Let me know in the comment section down below, though. Are you excited for House of the Dead 2? Because you should be, damn it. Because it's coming to Switch. It's coming very soon. Wasn't announced for other platforms either, so this looks like a time Switch exclusive, much like the original House of the Dead was. Alright folks, so that is going to do it for today's video. I hope I covered everything I wanted to. I am pretty sure I did. So let me know in your comments section down below your guys' feedback. Like I said, there will be a video up later today on the second channel showing my pickups. And I spent too much money, but things happen like that. What are you gonna do? There's a link to that channel in the description box down below if you have not subscribed to it. I'm gonna be doing more live streams over there. There will be some content there as well in the near future. So make sure you guys check that out if you want more of me. I don't blame you if you don't, though. And as always, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.